Hey, Determined Destiny family, it's Coach Kevin coming at you with this week's video on helping our young men deal with difficulty. So we're all going to experience difficulty in life, and it all boils down to how we're going to set our minds to deal with that difficulty. And so this week, I want to talk to our young men about being in control of their thoughts and overcoming difficulties, because it is a fact of life that we're all going to deal with some difficulties. And as we get ready to tackle this season of the holidays and different things coming up, we've got to make a point to have the right mindset, because everything is not going to go the way that we want it to go. For example, I mentor a bunch of young men who have their fathers in and out of their lives, right? And there's times when their dads let them down. It's just a fact of life. Nobody's perfect, right? Some things are going to happen that we don't plan on or that don't go our way that we're upset about. So when those fathers let the young man down, the young man has to decide how he's going to deal with that hurt. And that's what it's really about, the hurt that happens. And we've got to understand how to deal with the hurt. So want you to encourage you to hit the subscribe button if you don't already subscribe to Determined Destiny, because it is an organization that is designed to help our young men be more determined about their destiny, live a life based on principles, not emotion, live a life based on principles, not emotion, and help them make better decisions for their future. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you hear something that you like, share this out with somebody, and let's dig into today's lesson. So the question came from one of the parents of the young men that I'm mentoring. Say, Coach Kevin, how can I help my son through tough times and heartbreak along with disappointment? And so we got to having a discussion around that, and so let's break that down. When we talk about tough times, tough times are always going to come. That's going to come throughout every day. There's going to be some type of challenge that is difficult, that you have to understand that adversity is a good thing and you can work through that. So tough times, that's easy. Like, that's going to come. Except for those times when it's extended tough times, right? Over long periods of time, then you have to have some different strategies for that. But on a day-to-day basis, you can push through tough times with the right mindset. And if you've seen some of my other videos, then you'll realize that I encourage our young men to have a mantra. I am strong. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I can get through this. Whatever that mantra is that you help your young man come up with, those are the things that they use on a day-to-day basis as adversity and challenges come up throughout the day. I am strong. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I will get through this. Whatever that is that they say consistently to help themselves through the day-to-day. Now, what I really want to dig into is heartbreak and disappointment. Heartbreak and disappointment is a little bit different, because heartbreak is something happened that you didn't expect to happen that really struck you emotionally. And I'll stick to the example of, father says, hey, yeah, I'm going to come get you for Thanksgiving. And then when that time comes, he says, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. And because the young man or the child got their feelings in a certain place and their hopes up to this thing happening, then when that happens, it's heartbreak. And teaching our young men how to deal with that heartbreak is what's critical, right? And so the first thing we have to be able to do is sit down and talk with them about it. Like, really take the time to talk with them about it and not be dismissive about, well, that's how he is, or this isn't the first time that's happened, or whatever. Don't be dismissive about, that heartbreak in that moment, because in that moment, that heartbreak is the only thing that matters. So I want to encourage you to sit down and have a conversation with your young man when that heartbreak happens. Like, have questions scripted out that really helps him talk through the emotions that he's feeling. And so if I give you a couple of questions that you can ask, what were you looking forward to? And this just gets the conversation going, right? So you say to your young man, what were you looking forward to in that time that you were going to spend. And this is one scenario. This can apply to any type of heartbreak that comes up, right? So you ask the question, what were you looking forward to? And then he's able to talk and express himself and get that going. And then you say, well, do you think that we could still have an experience that's similar to that? So now you start to turn the corner a little bit on that heartbreak and allow him to see that, okay, there is a way through this. And then depending on his response, you're just talking through that. You don't have to push that. And then you say, well, do you think there'll be another opportunity later for you to bond and connect with your father or whoever that other person was, so that you can paint the picture of a brighter future? And so, he'll say, well, no, he's always done it. But you want to encourage him to see a better side, see a moment where things are brighter. In your line of questioning, you deal with what's in front of you, you present another option, and then you paint the picture of a better future. In essence, that's what you're doing with those questions. And so you got to be real strategic in this, though, because you don't want it to turn into a back and forth banter where you get emotional about it as well as the parent or the coach or the mentor. You just want to allow the kid to talk through that so that they can get through that heartbreak and disappointment. I think it's also very important where you show moments where you've had to push through some heartbreak and you're able to share a story or two where you've had to overcome some adversity or push through some heartbreak and how you dealt with that, so that they can see that it's not just them that is having to deal with that heartbreak. And this is very critical because we need our young people to see that we've gone through some of the things that they've gone through. What I've learned is they think that we've got it all together. They think that we don't have difficulties or hadn't had difficulties, and this is just happening to them. And we got to help them see and realize that we've experienced what they're experienced and we made it through. And this will help them believe that they will too also make it through. And that's a very important piece of growing and developing and maturing to that next level. So just a quick recap. We'll ask 3 questions that allows them to get their feelings out. We present an opportunity that could be similar to mend that broken heart a little bit. And then we ask the question to paint the picture of a brighter future that could come. Okay. We want to help him realize that he's also in control of some of this situation. While he may not be able to determine what's happening on this side and his father didn't come or his uncle didn't come or whoever didn't come through for him in that moment, he's still in control of his emotions. He's still in control of how he responds to that. So we want to help him see that you still have the power in this moment over you. And that's the most important piece of it. Understanding that he has the power over him. He doesn't have the power over that other person. What they do is their business. But what he does with his emotions and his feelings and his time and his actions, he's in complete control over. And we want to help him have some control over that. And so I would end the conversation with, what would you like to do next that would help you feel better? And I'm not talking about some big party of going somewhere, Six Flags or, Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. We're not trying to make up for that heartbreak and hurt with some fun activity necessarily. But we do want to help him realize that he's got to come up with something to keep going, and life still goes on. Okay. And so if you talk through the heartbreak and the disappointment with those questions that are not emotionally charged for you, but allows him to understand that this is how you deal with heartbreak and disappointment. You think through it, you find solutions, and then you envision a brighter future. This will help our young men be more determined about their destiny. Hey, I'm Coach Kevin. I'm going to keep delivering good content to you so that our young men can put themselves in a better place to be in control of their future. We are determined about them having an awesome destiny that they get to be in control of. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if I've said something that you like. Continue to follow us and share this information with someone you love. Thanks. Have a great day.